And welcome to We Ain't Listening Podcast TV with BlackDave.
And Doni B.
I'm about to take a sip. We with my nigga though. We got a special guest in the building. Y'all know Chuka the barber, man. Y'all know. Hold on, is it Chuka the barber still? You know you don't cut, or is that just like that?
It is, man. That's what it is, right?
Okay, yeah. I'm looking at the brand and this shit.
Always gonna be your name.
You know, right now it's my name. So. So, yeah.
Man, how you been, my nigga?
I've been good.
Like I said, we go back to the, like I said, the barber college SD days and seeing big bitches walk by as we fading and shit. And we go back to the old 07, 08. I think it was before that. That was like 07, huh?
Yeah, probably.
Like
it was been about 10 years I've been licensed. So,
right.
Yeah.
It was back then, yeah.
Well, since I don't know him, this is going to be an interview. So I just was introduced to you, so I apologize in advance. I'm not a
Come on, girl.
man. I don't have any sons. So that's my excuse. I'm a woman and I don't have any sons, so I'm not in the barber world. But when I looked on your page, I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And I seen that you guys were at Federico's last week.
Yeah.
And that's the school I graduated from. So then I was super
sad.
intrigued and I found myself a year down. I was like, okay, let me get back up. So I want to say congratulations to everything that you've accomplished in Sacramento, and we want to talk more about that. We want to get to know you. Well, I do, because he seemed to think he knows.
I just want to know, like when it comes to barbering and shit, I always feel like a barber. At what point? Damn, I ain't briefed you on this, but because I don't know your background on the situation. But at what point did you like? You know when the sons come in, the mamas bring their sons in. At what point you stop fucking the mamas? Because I know that as a barber, it's always easy money in the beginning. In the beginning, it's easy money. It's just it's a layup. It's easy money.
Dave, we have to break the ice.
My bad.
That's a legit question.
At what point you gotta get serious and cut them off? But I still ain't there. But
you know, I mean, I always, I put the money first always.
Okay.
But I never really had moms.
There were no cute moms?
There was cute moms, but it wasn't ones that
was like, I'm gonna risk
maybe that's just me.
But it was
maybe that's just me.
For some, you know what? But there were ones that come in the shop that would go to other barbers.
Yeah.
I might fuck their money up.
Unless they don't mess with money up.
You don't shit where you sleep. Is that what it's called? You don't shit where you sleep.
I mean, it wasn't nothing.
Well, I got a toilet in the house.
You know what I mean?
No, you don't fuck where you make your money. That's why he's 10 years into it with multiple businesses and stuff like that. Like
that is
yeah,
true.
but you know me, I never liked cutting kids anyway, so I
hate that shit now. Yeah. That's true.
Like if I'm fucking your mama, you was 16 or older. Believe me.
But like take it back though. Like I know back then you used to hoop and shit. How'd you get into like cutting hair? Like you know what I mean?
Yeah,
was you in high school cutting hair and shit?
I actually started cutting my own shit like at 10, 11 years old.
God damn.
We just I didn't have no barbershop. I never went to barbershop. We couldn't afford it. We couldn't afford it. You know what I mean? So I remember, I think I got cut at the barber college. I think it was Moeller on J Street a long time ago. Grew up downtown, so it was walking distance. But we never could afford haircuts. So one day, my little brother's dad, he was supposed to cut our hair, you know what I mean? He was going to try to get us looking like the Fresh Prince and shit, you know what I mean? Because we always had afros, you know what I mean? They called me Chuka Fro growing up. Yeah, my mom's not black. My mom's not black. She's Mexican and white, so she didn't know.
Yeah,
right.
So it was just, he left his Conairs at the crib one day, and he didn't want to cut it because I went out and was, hanging out all day. So
did you know to use the guard?
I cut my shit.
That's like stuff.
Nah, I didn't know nothing. I didn't know nothing. The thing is, I didn't know nothing. But I was always like, I could figure shit out. Okay. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I remember I was like, man, so how do I cut the back? I went in the living room to ask him. And I was like, how I cut the back? He said, grab another mirror and you can go like that.
Okay, so you get a game at a young age. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I started early. And I got two brothers. Huh?
Okay, so that stuff you grew up knowing if you're a girl. Like, I'm used to seeing my mom standing
in the mirror.
Right.
So I need to get the back of my head. I have to look in the mirror and stuff. But see,
you picked it up.
Early.
So I cut my brothers and I cut people in the neighborhood, but it was nothing I promoted and thought I would do because I hooped.
Yeah, exactly.
That was my first love. That was my passion. I gave all my energy to that. So a lot of times people didn't know I cut my own hair or I cut hair because I wouldn't go. I didn't want to.
Got you. Damn.
So are you from Sacramento?
Yeah.
Oh, look, we got a home brand one. Yeah. So downtown was just up around?
Downtown, yeah, Alkali Flat area.
Okay.
But I seen on Instagram.
I've never heard anybody come from downtown.
Me either. That's crazy. Like, and we look downtown, I'm like, damn, shit.
Nah, our shit is No,
I always felt like that.
Nah, well,
it downtown to work or to go clubbing. Yeah.
Nah.
It's always.
So no.
Yeah.
Well, nowadays it's like I live downtown again because I grew up downtown, so I'm used to shit being people being outside, shit going on. Suburbs was never. No. We grew up terrorizing the city. We knew all that we have fun. You know what I mean, kids, and in the middle of my apartment complex was two apartments here. In the middle there was a park and a basketball court, and that's how I got into hoop.
Okay. That's awesome.
My nigga.
Like
I always got wild questions just stuck in my shit.
Okay, can we?
Don't do the wild shit yet.
We go.
Go ahead, because he has a question.
No. I don't do the wild shit yet. But okay, you start cutting hair and shit. You feel me? Boom, got license. Boom. Fast forward, you killing shit and thing. What started? Because I haven't seen barbers really do this. What inspired I'm gonna start the Rich Barber? You know, the brand, the company, because like. This barber's been around forever. You don't see barbers really got a whole brand behind them. You feel what I'm saying?
A lot of barbers are content with just being barbers.
Yeah, making fast money and just
Exactly. A lot of barbers are just content with that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what has masterminding your head to like, okay, I need more from this.
So I would say that kind of comes in two parts. You know what I mean? Number one, you know, the reason I started brand in the business is because, you know, to make money. Growing up, you know, like I always wanted to be rich. I always wanted a certain lifestyle, you know what I mean? And I always believed I would get it. And there's times that just seemed like I wasn't going in that direction. And I started businesses. They didn't make a whole lot of money, but, you know, there was one that was profitable before this, you know what I mean? And you know, I had that, but it just, you know, I'm someone that I move based on passion and desire. You know what I mean? I can't just do no shit for the money. You can't pay me $1 million to do some shit I don't like to do. You know what I mean? So, number one, it was like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, as a barber, like, you know, you're not going to really get into the millions, you know, cutting hair. You gotta, you know, you gotta go do something else. You gotta build something, another entity. You know what I mean? Okay. So, and then number two is that I've always had this desire to seek truth. You know what I mean? Knowledge and shit like that. So, when I learned certain things and I was looking at my industry, when I was learning these things, and I'm a barber and I'm looking around and I'm realizing and I'm seeing like barbers come and go and they're like 50, 60 years old, you know, old, and I'm like, damn, like thinking like our industry's lacking something.
Real shit.
You know what I mean? Because you get this fast money, you get the cash, and you can go make it tomorrow. And that's a good thing, but it's a gift and a curse. It's a good because we're used to instant gratitude. And then we can make money the next day.
Because you know you can make it.
Yeah, so I saw that and I was like, okay, well at least I could try to start businesses. I could go broke. I'm gonna eat. My family gonna eat because I could go next day to make money. Yes. But the whole time, like I always was growing as a person too, and I wanted to bring a certain mentality and certain knowledge to the industry because I relate to my industry because it's us. You know what I mean? It's urban culture. You know, it's a lot of it was minority based. It was, you know, we didn't have a lot of times we didn't have no other choice. You know what I mean? To become either, you know, dope dealers or barbers or something like that. So I saw the need for it, and based on like what I desire, I wanted to bring this knowledge to the barber industry that I learned and change the mentality of it.
Yeah. I think you're absolutely doing that.
And you're doing that like so with the YouTube and everything, but why not start a school? You know what I mean? Or is
you
that,
know what? I think about the school, and I feel like that's not really our place because the school teaches you how to pass the exam, how to become a barber. We're like higher edu. Like if you want to, we're not for everybody. Because there's barbers that say that I'm not worried passion over money, you know, whatever. And I get that. I love this. This is my passion too. But I'm going to maximize the shit. So I'm not going to say passion, but not say the money don't matter. The shit matter too. You know what I mean? They go good together. And if you can do your passion and make all the money you want, fuck.
I agree.
You win it.
So if you were to say, because we just talked about school, barbering school, and I went to aesthetic school. So you have to pass state board and all that kind of stuff. With that said, if you were talking to a young kid, what would you tell them? Because me personally, I would tell them, you're gonna go to school just to get the fundamentals, and you're just gonna you're gonna learn face shape, you're gonna learn bone structure, shit like that. Other than that, you go in there with your own knowledge. Like you gotta go in there with your own skill. They're not gonna teach you a skill. They're not gonna teach you how to cut, fade, and all that kind of shit to the point where you're gonna be successful with it. And I think that's what you've had.
But barber college, you do get those. So you cut so many kids, you're gonna learn that skill over time. Though, at the same time, so. I think certain niggas ain't ready to go right into the shop sometime. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
I think it's all about the approach when you come, like the mentality that you have while you're in barber college, because I think that it's more like you said, you can't teach ambition, you can't teach strong desire.
You cannot.
So I think like we had ambition and strong desire, like we wanted it, because we were trying to get out of something, we trying to move to this whole nother life, like we wanted it. So but I tell new barbers, I say, just put your whole heart and everything behind it. I mean, don't fuck around, because I've seen Ty and Zay, barbers in my shop, and other ones too, grow
talented.
Hell
but they grew though fast compared to motherfuckers that been I done cut around for 5 years and then still ain't did what they did, and they've been barbers 2 years or something like that. Right. So I watched it happen. When you really want something, you really desire, you got the ambition, the results is totally different.
You're like speaking to Dave's soul right now.
I mean, I'm telling you,
bro. He feels about this podcast.
Yeah, shit, man.
And that's why I had to fuck with it, because I mean, it's like not too many people are willing to put the faith behind it, take the step out, move, and stay consistent with it. I mean,
and we definitely appreciate your support, and we support you. If I had a son. Well, you don't cut hair no more.
Nah, nigga, you don't need. Nigga, you got a son, nigga, I'm just saying.
My husband cuts
hair. Man, she fucked up, man. Damn. Look, Chuka go crazy, but nigga, you just met this motherfucker. And you got a son, I'm gonna cut the nigga. That be fucked up.
I think what you're doing in the community is absolutely
no, that's dope on everything. And like I said,
she had to say that. Dave.
But you don't see no other barbers doing that shit. You don't see no other barbers.
You get my money.
It's almost like other barbers. Yeah, I see that motherfucker. Other barbers. Other barbers, their success is, I want to cut A-list celebrities, NBA roster, and I seen you do that, but it's like, my nigga, like it's bigger than that.
It's
shit.
never been that with me.
Yeah,
I'll do it,
that shit, bro.
But the thing is, man, like I said, I just look at things differently than a lot of barbers and shit like that. Like we talked about with the whole like raising your prices, letting some drop off, working fewer hours, make the same amount of money or more. Just you know what I mean. And I'll catch situations like that. And I realize if I'm a serve celebrity barbers, they need extra special attention and time. They gonna control you. You know what I mean? I'm an entrepreneur. I like to be in control of myself, so I'm not gonna run around.
Yeah, not for that money.
Your schedule, you can't buy me out for that. I mean, it's so
real,
you know, so that's always. I never wanted to be a celebrity barber. I want to be a rich barber. You know what I mean? There's a difference. You know what I mean?
Well, that's game right there, man.
Very true. Very true.
That's game right there.
So I was gonna ask you, was there ever a point where you worked like I want to say legit, because the barbering is a very legit job, but like a 9 to 5 kind of job where you sat down at a desk and you were met with that crossroad, do I leave this behind and go?
Well, you know, I know what you're saying.
Because that's what I literally just faced that wall February 1st. I quit.
And I'm about to leave you over motherfuckers soon too, man. You know who you is.
We all quitting our goddamn jobs. But like, was there ever a time like you're like, shit, what do I do with my life?
I did work jobs, but I never had a corporate job. Okay. I never been in that culture or nothing like that. So the last time I worked for somebody was my ex-wife's father, so my father-in-law, and he had a painting company, and I'm a felon. I got a strike, so I couldn't. People don't hire me. Yeah. Right. So
you always been a cool motherfucker. What the fuck did you do, man? Goddamn. We ain't gotta get into it. I know a nigga got a brand and shit. We ain't gotta get into it. But goddamn, like I ain't never even been a while. Like
I mean,
some young dumb shit.
Nah. I mean, I got in the church for like 3 years, and that was when I was like on the board. You know what I mean? So it straightened me out. I got out too. It's not really for me, but but it did save my life as far as like, you know, change some shit. You know? But
some stuff in perspective.
You know, so but
never had no real like clock in and like this ain't for me. Fuck that.
And when I did, it was like when I was like, you know, hooping in, you know, Sac City. I went to Sac City and Sac High and shit like that. Little jobs that it was like, you know what I mean, where you can just do kind of your own thing still in a way. But I never really. I hate that shit.
Yeah, real shit.
I will not. I will not do it.
Right. So, Why do you think that? I hate this shit when people talk about barbering. Why do you think people look at it as a hustle and not as a real career? Like, say your son, I want to be a barber. Like, people like, nah, go get a real job. Why isn't barber? But then if they want to be hairstylists, they look at it as totally different though. But like barbering, they just look at it as like it's a hustle. You do something on the side. Like, man, like, why do you think that is?
I think that's just because it wasn't grown to the level that it is now.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Now kids, I mean, they're in high school, 15, 16 years old. Like their career, they're like barber. I'm gonna be a barber. Like I'm not even thinking about nothing else. Not even college and shit. So, it just took motherfuckers to push the shit to another level because it was that, I guess. I don't know. And the thing is that it was that, but that don't mean we can't take the shit to another level. You know what I mean? And I still use the word hustle, career. I still don't like it's barber career. It's kind of terminology, however you want to see it. But I just think it just took. Like this time, like they'll never look at the shit the same. And they won't say that shit again. Like my 20-year-old barber, $100K a year, 6 figures. 20 years old.
He killing that shit. Exactly.
And didn't even go to college.
See?
Don't got no loans to pay back. Like you can't. It's just when you push that shit so far to the next level ahead, the average you can't say shit because there's that level where they'll say shit.
Oh yeah.
There's that level to say, oh, you're not a real nothing. Yeah. You just a barber and shit. There's that level. Yeah. There's that level, and then if you kind of with them, they can still say that shit. But when you just blow past their fucking ass, the respect is all there, and they can't say shit.
Okay.
Can't say nothing.
But I think the reason why people refer to it more as a hustle, because like you said, growing up, like y'all wasn't going to the barbershop like that, and the people that was cutting hair was the corner man, your uncle, whatever, come over and get you a little haircut. It wasn't like a profession that people really understood. And I still think to a degree people don't understand the art that goes into it, the time that goes into it, the cleanliness that goes into it. People just know I go in the barbershop, I'm 30 minutes out and I'm done. Yeah. But that's 30 minutes of your time that you thought about this, this masterpiece that you're going to ultimately create when this person sat down in your chair. So I think that's one of the reasons why people just don't respect it as a career, so to say, versus a hustle. Yeah. Because
and we never had the backing of media. You never had. But in just the big conglomerate, they never backed it and showed it at that place. So like now it's the perceived values there. Now social media
was huge, man.
And these phones changed everything. You can't go around looking fucked up no more. You gotta be clean. You never know when someone's gonna snap a picture of you. Like you want it pulls it and we're able to push our own culture and create our own level of value that they wasn't giving us. Yeah. And that's what and all it takes is some people with vision, some barbers with vision that see where this shit's going and see how and where it could go. Right. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, it wasn't, it's totally changed.
Yeah. Do you feel like you're a pioneer barber?
I do feel like that, I feel like I'm a pioneer in the game.
Oh, yeah. Just not in Sacramento, but don't limit me. No disrespect. Damn it, my name ring bells everywhere.
I got a question though. I saw you at the thing on Sunday, the barber competition. That's the first one I've been to. I know you've been to more. Do you see that? Like when they do the little competition part, they're not really black barbers that really compete like that. Why is that? Like I saw maybe it was probably about 10. The number may be wrong, but out of 10, I saw 2 black barbers. The rest was black. Asian, Mexican, and it's cool that they're there, but it's like. Where the black barber? And walking around being a barber, I'm like, why the fuck I ain't never entered before? Why is that, man?
So I'm not sure why it is. I know when the first year I got licensed, I entered in my in the barber battle, and that was the only time I did it. It was out here locally and shit like that. Okay. And I don't know how I didn't win that motherfucker.
Right.
You're not even gonna go there.
There's some fucked up shit that was happening in the circle, but god damn.
Yeah. It's it's crazy because if you go back a certain amount of years, I think it was 90% of it was a high number that was black.
Oh, hell yeah.
It was damn near dominated by it. Yes. And then I don't know what the numbers are now, but it crossed.
It may be even, man. Huh? It may be even from black to Mexican
everything.
Or
Asian, it really and I think it's dope because it's. I always feel like you can always look at it with hip hop culture. It's the same. It blends and it's a part of it, and it crosses all barriers. Because remember. We was getting lineups. You know what I mean? Yeah. Everybody didn't get lineups. Everybody didn't get fresh, clean fades and shit like that. Now everybody got it. at D1, we realized, like, you know what I mean, that we Asians, Indians, everybody. Everybody. So now, like, it's everyone. It's a melting pot, like the industry now, and I don't even know if there are black people are the minority now.
Maybe I'm telling you,
I don't even know if we're still majority.
Minority no more.
But yeah, like even
no,
the
we
crowd,
might not be the majority. Anymore. Yeah,
even the crowd wasn't really black.
It
like
wasn't.
that.
Yeah,
I'm like,
it's not.
damn, like that's the first one I see. I'm like, that's crazy.
So this is my theory, and it's just a theory, so please don't attack me. But I think black people in general do not like to feel like our time is being wasted. And I don't want to say it's being wasted, but you're putting in hours at these type of events, and you didn't make no money out of it. You know what I'm saying? That's hard.
No, that's real shit too.
But that's how I am.
Shit,
like I get asked to do so much volunteer work, or we trade, that kind of stuff, and I'm down for that. But it's like, ultimately, at the end of the day, I put in 9 hours of work, and I didn't get no money from it. So I think that is one thing that black men, or not black men, I'll say black people in general we have that mentality. Like, I ain't getting nothing from this. I don't know.
So you never like volunteer for the homeless?
You are building connections, and you're networking and stuff like that. But in that moment, we don't see a dollar value behind it. And that, for black folks, we run money make our little world go around.
That's real shit. And I don't think it's just black barbers. I think it's anybody that gets instant gratification.
And barbering, you get that. You get that money right there.
You know what I mean? So it's hard to sow seeds for the long run. And,
real shit.
I cut back hours. I wouldn't go in the shop till 2 p.m. when I'm building my business. The first half of the day was building my business. Then I'll go. So I'm taking a loss. You're taking a loss for years, as far as in the. But I think exactly. But now, when I do barber shows or I do certain things, it's not always a monetary gain with me. It's more of experience. It's more of getting in tune with the industry, stimulating my mind, communicating with getting inspired, finding that inspiration and shit like that. Because inspiration is more valuable than money.
Then,
You know what I mean, sometimes you got, you constant routine every day. You know what to expect. It's the same shit every day. Same amount of money, same shit. But if you can step out that element and kind of find some inspiration that'll make you look beyond that and kind of snap out of that rhythm sometimes. And that's why I do the live shit, because the love, the feedback I get from the industry is just always inspiring. It's always like, we doing the right shit, keep doing it, and do it harder. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's absolutely beautiful.
Now with the brand, because right now it's like the brand is almost bigger than like you, which is a good thing. But like, what's next for? Is it another barbershop? Is it like I said, I don't know what that hair show was called, but it could have been called the Rich Barber Hair Show. Rich Barber Battle. Niggas gonna go to it because they already know what it is. You feel what I'm saying? What's next for the brand?
So what's next for the brand is really is the education part. We've always done it in a way, but I've never really been able to give the amount of focus it deserves, and I've given a lot of value, but it could really be done on a higher level. So, but the thing is that you can't. For me, I always was like, I'm willing to pay my dues and build the credibility, right?
Gotcha.
You can't call your shit the Rich Barber and be broke.
Real shit. So see, that's the fucked up part. You lightweight have to flex to represent your company right now.
Because they don't really get it sometimes though. Because I try to. Sometimes they only know numbers.
That's real.
Sometimes they only know numbers, and I could speak truth and knowledge and mindsets and shit like that, and they just go over their head. So I post a fucking number, or I go post something that costs a lot that can't 1%. Not people can't. And then it's like, maybe I should listen to.
Yeah, maybe I should listen to.
Maybe I should listen to.
So we gotta go. I'm gonna go buy some red bottles. What you going to buy? Because we need this podcast to
shit. I don't know yet.
We prep all next week. Okay?
Nah, but that's real.
I'm just teasing.
And it's crazy because somebody hit me, was like, because I posted, I don't know, like on Instagram, people can follow or see what you like or something like that. And I must like some on your page, and a nigga hit me like, hey, bro, like, do you think you really getting it like this? But it was a post you had. And I was like, but I said, I don't know, but he's going to be on our show. You already said you're going to come on. I was like, bro, just tune into the show. So I'm telling you. And you already know Instagram, they need to like something. They need to like to make it real. And that's the fucked up part about the community, though, at the same time, though. Because I like.
I'll talk to you, so don't let him.
No.
But I like Gary V.
Yeah.
That nigga, but he don't got no crazy shit on. Yeah. But the nigga listen to him because it sound good. He ain't showing his numbers, but a black barber coming up, you gotta show your numbers. You gotta show what you're doing for it to be believable. That's just fucked up to me, man.
I've never been the one. I don't knock it or whatever, but like I gotta be it before I even. I mean, I'm not gonna go buy the shit and try to act like it ain't, like it gotta be in me. You know what I mean? And I know, and I understand that we're creators of ourselves. I create, I put the effort in. Yeah. You know what I mean? And time and experience and learning and looking at shit and changing shit and strategizing and building and going through the pain and the struggle to invent shit, to bring out new shit. And when you say what's next for the Rich Barber, I'm gonna get back to that. But our culture, our people, a lot of times if it ain't symbols, they understand symbols. That's what they give credit to. Symbols like, let me see the clothes, let me see the Louis, let me see the European whips and shit like that. Exactly. So so we'll show them that shit. I'm sorry. So that's kind of like, I want to get to him, and because I want to get to him, like, I'll show it. I'll show it. And right now, I'm willing to do it. There's times I didn't really want to, like, show how much money we really make. But now, like, I did a post the other day. I showed, and it was just one channel that we sell on.
And I did see that. I'm like, damn, nigga. Then you gonna have all these cousins coming out the woodwork and
shit.
That's like, I was like, don't show that, bro.
Shit get real, nigga.
But real talk, the phone gonna blow up.
Shit get real. And the thing is that, like, you gotta be mental. Like, I realized that I had to be ready for this. You know what I mean? Because the thing is, I can have products. I can get these products. These products gonna make money all day for me. But it's time for me to really start doing this type of shit and really, like, showing up and building my personal brand too. Because like you said, the Rich Barber bigger than me. And that's what I wanted, right? Because it gotta reach beyond me. Right. But if I'm building my personal brand too and representing this shit, like, you know what I mean? Like, there's things that they're gonna look for it. The validation, right? You know what I mean, in my life, because people, so I'll show them the validation. No, you know what I mean? And I'm willing to now.
I completely agree. I told Dave and them, like, I've been in the gym trying to get my life right, because don't nobody want to sit down.
Because sex sells, and we need them titties out. You don't know that.
Our culture.
What episode's that?
But you know, like, don't nobody want to sit in my chair and give me $60 if I'm fat, my makeup ain't looking right. No, that's just point blank. Period.
It's true.
Our culture, unfortunately.
We brought you on the podcast for a reason.
I don't have no makeup on. I look a hot mess. Wait until spring, because this garage is cold as shit. But you know what I'm saying? Like, our culture we live in is just, there's a monetary value on everything. And unfortunately, our culture that we live in, we like to see shit that we know is way out of our reach. Like, so crazy. Looking at somebody that's local, that has reached this, they eat you up. They love that, because in reality, they have made up in their mind that they won't reach that goal. You know what I'm saying? So when they see something like that, it's like, ooh.
Well, it's relatable. It wasn't something far off that they never, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's tangible.
It's tangible. It's like, damn, that come from, and it's inspiring because it come from the same place.
Yeah.
Right. And we didn't run off to L.A.
Exactly.
Exactly. Shit popping.
Right here in the city, man.
Here, you know what I mean? Against all odds. You know what I mean? And this city has a mad psychology of just like this level, because I think it's because of the state jobs and state works. A lot of times that's the goal. That's the goal. That comfort, that goal. Man, because that's what's here. I don't know.
No,
I'm sorry.
Because I got my degree, my business, because that's what I thought I was supposed to do.
I don't knock it. But what I'm saying, to go against what's
go against it.
You know what I mean? And to really, like, I like what we're doing here, and that's why I put the Sacramento shit on the shit, because we need to know that this shit done here, and that shit could happen here. You know what I mean? So so to go back, we want.
So what's next?
So what's next is that it's really that. It's that education. It's that
let's keep educating the young.
I said it. I said the Rich Barber when I was broke. They watched the journey. You've seen it happen. You know what I mean? I'm rich now. I'm not saying that for a 6 figure. I'm saying rich, like into the millions. So I'm rich. You watched it. I said it. You watched it happen.
Come on, bro.
You know what I mean? And so there ain't no fluff in it. So when I come to because I really want people to win. I want to see barbers win. When I come to teach and educate them, we offer these things. They like
gonna listen now.
There's some substance to it.
You know what I mean? And that's the next thing, because we could things that already been done don't excite me. That shit don't excite me. It was done before. So some things we might do that that been done because it's the general foundation of things. But for me to be involved and me to really do it and create something, it gotta be different, unique. You know what I mean? It gotta be something that ain't been done before, because then it don't excite me. I could have started off my shit with pomades and everything else like everybody else did.
And I could have did that. Huh? The blade. You have the blade, the one. See, I don't know that world, but
what the fuck is the blade?
So there's 3 products I invented. So the blade setters, those took off. Hot products, and we did 4 different ones of those. We did the flash comb, and then that product did. We got to give away. Why did it? Well, it didn't go away. The thing is because we dropped it wasn't that game changer. It wasn't that product.
Oh, it wasn't game changer. Okay, I got you.
It kind of was, but. It wasn't
my timing for everything.
It's just it's timing. It's like when you got light, they're like, I already got light.
I already got a light. Okay.
You know what I mean? So and I learned so much from that.
Do you watch Shark Tank?
No, I watch.
Oh, that's one of my favorite shows. I'm thinking like maybe you watch Shark Tank because it's like your mind is almost like Shark Tank is like what's the next game? If you in the industry, think of something that everybody need in the industry type shit. Yeah. Okay,
So we dropped. I knew. Remember, I said I had to create the blade modifier. Was just. You know what I mean? So when I created that, it took all the attention because the motherfucker just took off.
Right.
So the flash cone, we're gonna give it back attention because it is a dope product, and it does good when we market it and promote it and show the value in it. But it has to be. It's not an easy sell like the blade setters and the blade.
They already got light, so they gotta buy it. Because I ain't gonna lie, I bought almost everything, but I didn't buy the light because I'm like, my nigga, I already got a light. So like I don't need the extra light. So yeah, I get what you're saying.
And even because in shops though, we like in all the shops I worked at, we always had light, but it was always like still dark. And then
when
you get this extra light, you're like, wow, like you know what I mean? You're like, damn. Well, it's just more light. But we realized that the best way to probably market and promote that is for like house doing shit that's out.
Mobile
just
barber,
to make sure you got it. You always got the extra light. So we're reducing the price. We're gonna reduce the price. We're gonna get the marketing that. We'll probably put a team together to like promote that and get that shit back popping. But the blade modifier just took off. So what's next for us is to really like. I think I'm gonna take a break from like, innovation and inventing products. It takes a lot of energy and shit. And now we're gonna focus on really teaching education, content, and brand awareness.
Like the mixtape thing, or
the mixtape is content. Yeah. Okay. So education. So the mixtape is I took the rap model of mixtapes. Is like I remember Future one time said he dropped like a mixtape on 10 hell of them, and then like Nipsey said one time he was like I give away the music for free and double back with like the merch and shit.
Real
like
shit,
that. You know what I mean? So
pull their ass in and then real shit.
And so I was like, man, that's a great model to take to the barber industry. Give away tutorials, education free, and just you can
they
get the
buying
value.
you after
I
that.
always believe in giving value first though. Before
100%.
I ask you for nothing, I'm gonna make sure you winning.
Yes, sir.
You winning.
Yes, sir.
I think just listening to you talk, one of the reasons you're so successful is because you're not a selfish barber.
Bro, nigga always been like that. Nigga always been like that, bro.
In the industry, feel like if I give my skill away, somebody's gonna be better than me.
That's insecurity.
That's in the industry for real.
That's in the industry for real.
The hair world is everywhere. Like if I give away my skill, my talent, somebody gonna come up and snatch my shit. But it's like, why, when there's so much money out here, we all can eat?
Yes.
I'm just trying to show you how to do it the right way, so you don't keep fucking up.
People with lack of like the vision too small. It's just within. It's within that. You know what I mean? But the more people you help and can give value to, the more it comes back.
The world it expands, it gets bigger. Now you attracting clients over in Atlanta and everywhere else. When they touch down in Sacramento or anywhere in this area, they know to call you. It's not. That's always.
If you're a unique barber, if you're a unique hairstylist, if you got personality, if you run your business,
that's what really. If you got personality, man, like come on, man.
I mean, you can't be duplicated.
Not at all. Not at all, man. Yeah, exactly.
I swear, man, it's like I done retired hella times and moved and did all kind of shit. And the ones that fuck with me, they fuck with me. They don't give a fuck what. Like, where I go, they fuck with me. I'll be like, oh, the nigga cut your hair better than me. They want me.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep.
Like, no, I'm good. Yeah.
That's real.
They want you, and it's just when you realize that you're an individual, you know what I mean? You can be unique. You know what I mean? You can raise yourself up to a plane, the creative plane, a different plane where there's no competition. You know what I mean? You don't gotta always be crabbed and competitive. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it's fun. I'm a competitive motherfucker. Right. You know what I mean? But it's not. I don't let that mentality bring me down to a mentality of scarcity.
Real shit.
And crab in a bucket type
Real
of shit.
shit.
So since you're doing the instructing and stuff like that, that's where you want to kind of take your the business to for this year, I would assume, or I'm sure for every year, but whatever. Are you gonna do workshops? Do you have workshops in the barbershop, or how? You're still working.
We're still trying to figure out.
Yeah,
because it's like, where does my time go?
Right.
And so I have a dilemma right now. It's like, okay, scale the business because we're in business to make money. We're in business for impact.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like, impact me. Scaling the business could be like, if I give my time to any one of them, they grow more.
Right.
A lot quick, but it's like figuring out
where you want to.
And then at the end of the day, because you're a father, so it's like that's another carve you gotta. You know what I mean? Like I be figuring that out. Like, I don't want to go through this shit right now. Cause like my daughter do cheer.
We just
the games.
My daughters do cheer.
The games really don't count. I don't fuck with the games. But I go because I go. Because the team is weak, my nigga. So the team is weak. So my daughter out there, but the competition they get first place. I go to the competitions all day because they first place to kill it.
We
but
just got back from Vegas.
Bro, the game.
His daughter does 12 years. My daughter
nigga, it's 100 degrees. Nigga, why am I out here watching these weak ass niggas play and my daughter half-assing? So yes, I'm gonna edit that out.
See, I'm not at that stage yet. My daughter's 10. She's 10. So
you're
I'm at that stage. But we put her in piano lessons. Nigga, so.
See, that's another level right there. So on everything.
So yeah, because. Well, I some of it's kind of sad. Well, the thing is that my daughter, she likes music. She likes. I kind of like. I give my daughter freedom of choice. You know what I mean? But I do push her toward the creative imagination because that was always my. I always feel like that's my strong characteristic and like attribute is like we grew up with we couldn't go get things, so we created things.
Yeah,
we created games. It was all imagination, creativity type of shit. So I try to keep my daughter in that. You know what I mean? Like, learn to develop your mind, learn to use your imagination.
Not depend so much on this internet and media and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, just have that balance and cultivate that because my daughter doesn't have the same upbringing. She's not in a big apartment complex with apart kids. Like, they don't, I don't know if they don't.
She get her hair did all that. She chilling, man.
So I don't know if you're an 80s baby or not.
I'm an 80s baby. I was born in 84. Like,
so I'm 86. So they don't go outside.
They don't do nothing. At 10 years old, we was all over the city.
Yeah,
shit. You was everything.
I was ready when the street light came on. 10 more minutes, we gotta go back home.
We didn't go home.
I had a mama that was coming down the street.
No, my mom had 4 kids. It was just her. She couldn't control us. She was like,
that's real.
She put us out there at a young age, told us to go learn how to survive.
But that's what made you probably as successful as you are.
Right. You know?
Yeah.
And like, I don't know if you got something else, but lastly, if like, because like you made to a stage, if you could talk to any young barbers out there, or before I do that, before I ask that,
YouTube, like we want to know how YouTube,
what YouTube got started,
manifested, like how what of an impact has YouTube?
Right. I'm kind of smart.
That's where we started. I mean, that's where I started. And the thing is that when I first started like getting into this, the brand building the Rich Barber. YouTube take a lot of confidence when you starting off and shit like YouTube. They'll eat your ass up on YouTube.
Come on, bro. I'm tired of these 14 views, nigga. Nigga, look at our shit. Nigga, play, motherfucker.
Play that shit, man.
God damn, 100 views. Nah, nigga, come on, shit. Damn, you right, but yeah.
But I didn't really. I didn't start off. I didn't really understand the power of this, these platforms because my older brother, he kept telling me to do YouTube.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And so, and then I realized I was like, okay, well, if I could just give value, I could build my brand. I could build a brand just off giving value to people. You know what I mean? So that's what got YouTube started. I started creating YouTube videos, and it was to also promote the products and like the modified blades we sold. You know what I mean? So we really made. I believe like there was people doing it before because we would get it from LA or like at the bin shop. But when I called it modified blades. Like, I don't remember. Like, I came up with that. That's all I know. I dropped that video, and then the whole industry adopted the modified blades, like that term for it.
I'm telling you.
It's amazing.
So I feel like, all I know is that I made that because prior to that, it was probably out there, but it wasn't out there the way it was.
It wasn't out there like that.
It wasn't out there.
You go get your blades sharpened. Now niggas go get their blades modified.
Yeah, so we really made that hot.
That's real.
And the thing was, that was game. Like you talked about earlier, people don't want to share the game.
Mm-hmm.
That was game, and I remember it was like people wouldn't talk about it in the shop. They wouldn't share it. I was in the shop and I didn't know what they was doing to make their shit hit like that until I fucking kept investigating. They wouldn't even tell me. They wouldn't even tell me. So when I got up on game, I'm like, whoa. When I'm starting my business, I'm like, damn, like, you know, I remember learning that to give value, give. So I did that, you know what I mean, and that really got things moving in the right direction for us. And then after that, you know, I dropped, you know, tutorials. I would cut tutorials, record them, and drop them on there. And then one went like, I think we had probably like 8. I mean, last time I checked, it was 8 million views on one video.
Was that?
This one I did.
You gonna make
had a part right here.
I'm telling you.
I called it smooth high top fade.
Smooth high top fade. When you was really cutting, when you was still like doing that. Okay,
I think I recorded Images 2 or something.
Okay.
And
that go
that
crazy.
shit took off. A few videos took off and shit like that. And I'm not too active in the YouTube right now that I was like years back. You know what I mean? But that's what we're trying to get back to now, because the business, the foundation's there. The business gonna grow scale as long as we continue to do that. Now I can get back to doing what I do. And it's gonna be fun. It's the fun part. You know what I mean?
Well, with that said, tell everybody where they can find you.
Hold on, but
you trying to kick me off right
now? Nah, my last one.
I got some good questions.
We got some good 10 random
I've been thinking about this all day after I looked at
Oh, you got 10 random? Okay.
But I always like when somebody that like is in the industry and then they kind of just did their thing. What advice? And if they can look at this whole interview and get game all day. Well, what can you tell them young niggas in barber college right now, or because looking at your from the beginning to now, it's bigger than cutting hair, my nigga. It's way bigger than cutting hair. So like, what can you tell them to like just give them the game on how to not get to where you at, because it has to be in them, but just be a successful barber, or just you know what I mean? What can you tell them?
And give them a realistic time frame, because that's what I think that's
you know I mean, first thing you want to adopt is like the mentality to continue to grow.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean, and push yourself. And I think like. And then it's mastery. It's mastering your current position so that you feel that space. Right. And then you can rise up to the next level. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then eventually you can do like these quantum leaps and shit like that. But you got to remember that you know, God is in the details. You know what I mean? The secrets is in the details. Mm-hmm. And the more you get in tune with your work and your career and your industry and yourself, the more like the details reveal themselves and the ideas start to come and the ways of going about things and creating a brand, and your passion continues to grow and stuff like that. Because I have 3 inventions, but it's because I know I did it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I did it and I put my all in it.
Everything into it.
And I mastered it, and I paid attention to everything. It was me. So I didn't really just try to skip steps, but you can master your shit and then fill that space, go to the next one, fill that space, go to the next one. You know what I mean? And just keep the right mentality. The Rich Barber state of mind. It's
just like that.
It's gonna keep you elevated. It ain't gonna keep you down there. It's gonna keep you elevated.
No, I absolutely love that.
I
think that's what all kids, everybody needs to hear.
Everybody.
So
young, everybody.
So we say rich mindset, rich outcome.
Rich
mindset. So cultivate the mindset.
That's on the shirts, man.
That's the cause. The outcome is the effect, but you can't have the effect. You can't have the results without the cause. So you got to get the mindset. You know what I mean, if you try to skip and go to that, you're missing it. You're not changing. It's not in you. And you're not going to be able to manifest it.
Right.
And if it does, it's by luck, and you probably ain't going to keep it.
Right.
Because it wasn't yours in the first.
And if any of y'all ladies want to get in contact with the Rich Barber,
Dave
my
is
niggas
not
on
the
this
person
business
you
shit.
need to send your email
Hit
to.
Listenin.com.
Not at all. He does not work for Rich Barber. He does not filter.
I don't work my nigga. I'm just saying though.
So you cannot contact him via him. Especially if you're a woman. Please.
Yes, you can.
No.
My nigga don't got time for nothing else right now.
He got time about
he
that paper,
the
man.
business.
He got time.
We ain't Listenin.com.
So you filter him?
I'm gonna just talk to them a little bit and see what they want and see where they going. Man, how can I get in contact with you, my nigga? Like, cause there's no cutting for no circumstance.
I cut for fun. I cut my people.
Like, that's a love. That's a love.
I
You ain't gonna never love.
Okay. And I cut for content, but so no haircuts.
It ain't like you in there 7 days a week. Hell no.
But if you're a young entrepreneur and you're a barber that's looking to master some of your skills,
you can. So YouTube is huge because we got, man, I think we went like 40 episodes deep or 50 episodes on the Rich Barber TV, which is nothing but good game knowledge and information.
Yes, sir.
So then we got the Rich Barber mixtape, which is mixtapes. It's tutorials drop monthly, so we get the hottest barbers in the game, ones that master like the crafts or specific techniques and shit like that. We put them on the mixtape. They record it, it's voiceover, it's real education. That's free. We drop those monthly. Then we got the Rich Barber Instagram page. We got Chuka the Barber, my Instagram page. And we got the the Facebook pages, which is Chuka the Barber, the Rich Barber.
You got all that shit right there.
Yeah, we got, all it right here on the bottom.
And did y'all hear the word free?
It's all free.
It's free. Come on. It's free.
Like, it's free. It's free game. It's free knowledge. Like, this is where y'all need to be at. Yeah, it just doesn't make any other sense.
I love seeing barbers win. You know what I mean? I
Right.
love seeing them win. I love seeing them grow and shit like that, get their money. So, we giving a lot of it away free. So, come connect with us.
Yeah.
Tune in WayneListen.com, Wayne Listenin IG, Wayne_Listen on Twitter. Nigga, man, just go to WayneListen.com. Everything gonna be there, man. We fuck with y'all.